Welcome, everybody. We are lucky to have the Sitshow with Krisko here on a Sunday. I'm not Jeff Krisko, and he is. How are you, Jeff?
Well, I was doing okay till I found that my coffee creamer spilled all over the drink drawer in my fridge. So that's why
Oh,
we're a couple
that's a
minutes
hard
late.
cleanup.
That's why we're a couple minutes late, and I'm in a bad mood. so I was just dealing with that, but we'll survive. We'll survive. Unlike a lot of quarterbacks this week, we will survive.
Goodness.
I just had to turn on my fan. Let me know if that picks up on the mic. Just promoting the episode real quick. Evan and I doing start or sits. Come on in. All right. Well, we're waiting folks to come in. I'll say, Evan, how are you? Well, how's your Thanksgiving preparation going? Oh boy. I killed the stream by asking Evan how he's doing. Oh boy.
Oh, I didn't have my mic on.
Oh boy.
Hi.
There
I
he
need to
is.
remember to get my mic on. All right. I will have questions for you when it's vamp time because I'm doing your mashed potatoes this year.
Oh boy. They're not hard. They're not hard. The only thing you have to think of is make sure you add the yolks one by one, otherwise they cook.
Do I bake it just like the recipe says?
I mean, I just throw it on the broiler till the cheese gets crispy.
And the eggs set okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're mixing them all in. You don't have to. You don't. Honestly, the eggs are. They lose all their eggy cohesion, and they're distributed like it distributes through the whole dish, so you don't have to worry about it.
I
Like
just
I said, I only baked it for like till the cheese on top gets nice and browned.
And that's enough time to set the potatoes?
Well, they're mashed potatoes.
That's
so they're already
fair.
cooked.
That's enough time to set the eggs?
What do you
Okay.
mean? Well, you keep asking about setting the eggs. The eggs do not get set. They're fine. I don't know
Okay.
what you mean by setting the eggs.
I just don't cook with eggs a lot, so I'm like, are they supposed to be runny or?
So you put the yolk. You put in one yolk. You mix it all in thoroughly. You put another yolk. You mix it all in thoroughly. This is as you're mashing the potatoes. Put another yolk in. Mix it all thoroughly. The eggs don't set. They distribute through the potatoes and create a creamy texture to the potatoes themselves. You're not actually cooking the eggs.
Okay, but do I do that before or after I overthink everything?
During.
Okay. Afternoon,
Yeah.
Flying Scotty wants to know full PPR, Zach Sharbs or Kenneth Gainwell?
Ooh. So last week we had a good game out of Kenneth Gainwell. This week I was kind of in on Zach Charbonnet because of no Kenneth Walker, but Kenneth Walker is in this week, so that was a little bit of a surprise to me. We got Steelers going up against the Bears. We got the Seahawks going up against the Titans. Give me Zach Charbonnet and what it's likely to be a better matchup because their starting quarterback is actually playing football this week, which is more than the Pittsburgh Steelers, you can say. And that reminds me, let's get into the inactives and actives for this week. Instead of getting confused by eggs, let's see. So we got.
Well, then you're not
outs.
going to
We
want to
got
see the next comment in the chat.
Joe Burrow, Jackson Dart, Aaron Rodgers, Dillon Gabriel. Is it start or sit? Eggs. Start eggs. Bucky Irving, Josh Jacobs, Isiah Pacheco, Samaje Perine, Trey Benson, Emari Demercado, all out. As is Marvin Harrison, Drake London, Tetairoa McMillan, Rashod Bateman. I'm sorry. Tetairoa McMillan is in. I put him in the wrong spot, Evan, if you could move that. Rashod Bateman, Matthew Golden, Elic Ayomanor. They're all out. In Brock Purdy, Daniel Jones, Alvin Kamara, Kenneth Walker, Rhamondre, Bashal Tootin, Bam Knight, Chris Godwin on a quote pitch count, Ricky Pearsall, Xavier Worthy, Tetairoa McMillan, David Njoku, Brenton Strange. Oh man, I went all weird on this. Tyler Higbee needs to go up in the top to IR. Rip and piss bozo to Tyler Higbee. Yes, eggs and potatoes. They're my big. My big Thanksgiving hack is that I do. First of all, I'm tiny on the screen. Second of all, my big hack is that
I have fixed that.
I do the Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay. Okay, perfect. I'm just back in time. I do the Gordon Ramsay shepherd's pie topping, but I use it as the potatoes and I tweak it a little bit. more garlic, less cream, more cheese, and I do about 1 egg yolk per pound of potato.
Noted.
And
Half PPR, Tez Johnson or Chris Godwin?
oh my god, so they announced that Chris Godwin is going to be active, but on a quote pitch count. Given that they have already seen him come back once this season and re-injure his leg, I think that they're going to be very cautious with him in week 1. So I will lean on the side of the guy who is not on a pitch count and go with Tez Johnson there. They are a 3-wide team, so that means that Ibuka, Chris Godwin, and Tez Johnson should potentially eat in tonight's Sunday night football game, which is going to be a fun one, I think.
Oh, nice. They don't say the scoring system, but Darnell Mooney or Rashid Shaheed? Oh, it's probably PPR. It's probably PPR.
I mean, I saw follow-up question from Scotty. Mooney should get some volume this week. I mean, Darnell Mooney has not been it this year, and Kirk Cousins has been. I mean, in a year where we're seeing a lot of bad quarterback play, he's been apocalyptically bad. So I'm just saying that I would not trust Kirk Cousins to get Darnell Mooney the football. I think it's going to be a big dose of Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson in that game. So personally, I would go with Rashid Shaheed going up against the Titans in a get-right game, and that leads me right into my boom players of the week because my boom quarterback is Sam Darnold this week. He has the number 5 matchup by model. I think they're going to get all of their weapons going in this one. The running game is MIA, that means the Seahawks are likely to turn towards leaning on Darnold and the Titans. There are the 5th best matchup this week per my model, but the guys ahead of him are Jalen Hurts, Mason Rudolph, don't do that. Kirk Cousins, don't do that. And Shadur Sanders, don't do that. The Titans gave up 23 points to Drake May, Daniel Jones, Justin Herbert, and 16 to Davis Mills last week. They allow the 2nd highest completion percentage, 5th most yards per attempt, and 8th highest quarterback rating. So I'm going to go with Rashid Shaheed because of my boom quarterback this week, Sam Darnold.
Great question. And while we wait for more questions, you want to go over your rest of your booms?
Sure. So the top 5 matchups by model this week at wide receiver are the Eagles guys, the Steelers guys, so DK Metcalf, the Patriots guys, the Saints guys, and also Darnell Mooney. But my my boom wide receiver this week, Stephon Diggs. They went away from Diggs for a couple of games, but over the last couple games, he has 19 targets, 14 catches, 151 yards, and a touchdown. And this is going to be a defense optional shootout going up against the Bengals in Joe Flacco's last ride. Stephon Diggs has 6 games with over 5 targets. In those games, he's averaging 7 receptions, 87 yards, and 0.17 touchdowns. I think he scores, but that comes out to a 17-point PPR floor for him. For running back, Kyren Williams against the Bucks is the top matchup this week. Rhamondre and Trevion also have a good matchup, as do the running backs in Seattle, as do the Detroit guys and the Jacksonville guys. So I think it's a multi-touchdown day for Kyren Williams this week. Last week, so 2 weeks ago against the Niners, they went into 3 tight end sets, and they absolutely dominated the Niners on the ground. Just road grading for Kyren Williams. Last week, they went away from that and scored only 21 points against the Seahawks. The Buccaneers are a run funnel, according to my model, ranking 1st in fantasy points, ranking as a number 1 matchup for running backs and a number 15 matchup for wide receivers. Some people are getting a little bit itchy about Blake Corum getting touches, but Kyren is still averaging 18 touches per game over the last 3, despite Blake Corum coming on in that time frame. He has 10 goal line carries, he being Kyren Williams, and his 7th in red zone touches overall, and he's still dominating touches in and around the goal line. My top 5 tight end matchups this week, we've got Hunter Henry against the Bengals. I try not to double dip on my boom players. Otherwise, Hunter Henry would. Colin Loveland against the Steelers, Tucker Kraft against the Vikings, and Brock Bowers against the Browns. I'm going off the board. I'm going with my big, beautiful boy, George Kittle. 6 for 6 for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns last week, and Brock Purdy's return to the lineup. Connection picked up right where it left off. I think that George Kittle is going to make it 3 straight top 3 performances this week against the Panthers, who are a number 9 matchup against the model. So again, that's Sam Darnold, Stephon Diggs, Kyron Williams, and George Kittle. And if I could double dip, it would actually be Hunter Henry, not George Kittle. But I promise myself I don't double dip 2 players from the same team. And yes, Evan, you heard a nickname for Mark Andrews. He is Mark Slamdrews.
I'll take it.
Because you slam him into your lineup every week.
I do.
Open palm, slam the VHS into the player.
Man, speaking of people whose jerseys I have, I had a great sports experience last night watching Rose Lavelle's Gotham win the championship on an 80th minute by the Queen herself. So that might be the most perfect sporting event.
Is that cricket?
It is. It's cricket, but it's a little different. Instead of bat, they use their shoes, and the ball's a little bigger.
Oh, you brought the whole thing.
Little
Yeah.
adaptation. Yeah, it is football.
Football, world econo instead of football Americano. All right. Hey Evan, I'm gonna say this as cryptically as possible. The secret thing, I can't do it.
Yes, they have it for. We can say it because they've authorized us to promote it as soon as Week 13 is available. So Mythic Football. Are you finding that it's all Thursday players?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't,
same.
and I have no mithril.
Yeah. I posted. I put a post in about that.
Are we playing today?
Okay, good. Very exciting. Very excited for Mythic Football.
But you got to have a look at the UI, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's nice. It's very phone friendly, which is pretty cool because a lot of these UIs I'm not a fan of. They force feed you into their app.
Oh yeah, talking about USPN. ESPN will always. I'll click on a link and they'll open up my app and kick me out to the homepage. And I'm like, "Where's the? Come on, man."
ESPN needs a better product.
Did we lose Jeff? Is Jeff looking something up? Uh-oh. Jeff appears frozen. Is this a me issue? What's going on here? Ah, Jeff has left. Okay, well, I will vamp while Jeff is getting his stuff together. Jeff's having a real one today. Welcome to the Sitshow with Krisko. Talking about sitting, talking about starting. Please note, I can't fix it, but Tetairoa McMillan is not out. Repeat, Tet is not out. Well, he doesn't like to be called Tet. Tetairoa is T-Mac is not out. Excuse me, pardon me, that was gross. Won't let me change the description while I'm broadcasting. Fabulous. And you can always just ask the questions, and Jeff will come back on soon enough, I'm sure, and figure it all out. And I'm sure he'll be in a great mood because something's going on with his computer. He was here, and I think he's given himself a restart, and that's fine. So he'll be back momentarily. And in the meantime, I'm going to talk about food. I've been making Italian beef sandwiches where I take thinly sliced roast beef and I melt some Wagyu beef tallow and I toss in a couple of cubes of bouillon, some water, and I make it so it's really beefy. And then I saute the beef in that, throw it on the hoagie roll, and then I'm pickling giardiniera, which is a true Chicago thing, which has got pickled olives, cauliflower, carrots, sport peppers, of course, and something else, probably celery or something, probably a cucumber or something I threw in there.
There's celery.
And that's going to be great stuff, and it's my kid's new favorite thing that I do. The key is to saute in the bouillon and the Wagyu beef tallow, and it's great because I have Wagyu beef tallow just sitting around that I bought. It doesn't go bad, and it's always fun to use that in a recipe because it is bomb. What else? I wonder if anybody has a website called www.jxason, www.worldwideweborganization.org. Let's see if that exists right now. I've always wondered that. www.worldwideweborganization.org. Oops, I said organizarion. Let's check this out. I've always wanted that. www.worldwideweborganization.org. Just a very redundant URL. It does not exist. Well, that's too bad because I love the humor. Anyway, I also love Rose Lavelle, and if you didn't see her bury it in the 80th minute to win the title yesterday and the MVP of the National Women's Super League Championship, well, it was special. That's cool. Now I guess I should talk about football. It's disappointing. I know, he's probably the most disappointed person in the world right now, Aaron Rodgers, not just with himself as a man, but also because he can't face Chicago perhaps for the last time, as he is inactive with Mason Rudolph taking the start. And hopefully Chicago, despite missing 3 linebackers, can give him some pressure up front and stop the run up front so he has to drop back, because that is a joke. Yeah, and speaking of jokes, what's a pirate's favorite letter? Did you say R? Well, while pirates like saying R, their one true love will always be the sea. All right, what else here? I'm just vamping and lamping. I'm also doing the turkey like I do every year. I thaw it in the fridge for safety, and then I brine it just with some koshering salt for a day. And then I inject, I'm going with a hard apple cider and butter mixture for the injection. On the outside, I'm doing Meathead's Simon & Garfunkel rub, which you can probably guess the ingredients are just parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. And I'll put that and let that marinate for a day. And then I'll smoke it probably for close to 8 hours until it's 165. And I find that maximizes its juiciness. I'm also using the recipe for mashed potatoes that Jeff has been jockeying for years, which is basically Gordon Ramsay's shepherd's pie without the pie. So just the top with the potatoes and cheese. Although I might skip the cheese. Yeah, I might because I want to, in my mind, as I see and taste it, I want it just potatoes slightly yellow from the egg, light dusting of smoked bourbon barrel paprika, that with that little red pop. The contrast there seems good, whereas smoked paprika on cheese doesn't look as good in my mind and in my mind's mouth. So, yeah, when I say my mind's mouth, I mean I can think of a food and then taste it, and then think it's.
I'm sitting here vamping, thinking that you're frozen and it's me.
Oh yeah.
I've been talking to myself for like 10 minutes.
He's back, everybody. Oh my God!
I've been sitting here talking to myself.
I was wondering why you didn't send me like a text or something. I'm like, whoa, I don't want to bother him, but like.
No, I thought it was you, and I was like, oh, I don't want to bother Evan.
No,
and then I go
dang it.
And then I go into the YouTube thing, and I see you talking, and I'm just like paused, and so I was like, oh, it's me. I'm sitting here talking about my leagues. I'm talking about trying to find some bus players this week. I'm just like, man, when is Evan getting back?
I gave out 2 whole recipes. And perfect. I talked about how Aaron Rodgers must be the most disappointed person in the world, not just with himself as a man, but because he can't go into Chicago one last time.
Oh, no, it's fine. His absolutely 100% real wife is there to console him.
Wait,
so
what?
It's fine.
He has a wife? I forgot about that.
Yeah, he has a wife, and apparently he has a wife. And he's like, don't ask about her. You know, she's a private person.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You know, well, you'll see, and everybody's like, oh yeah, this is the most real a person has ever been.
Also,
if Aaron Rodgers' wife.
Your goal was to build mystery, so I care. You have failed, Aaron Rodgers. That's right. His wrist is really broken. Oh, and now.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers love to have a quarterback that is like, I'm gonna grit it out. I'm so hurt. You don't understand how hurt I am. But unlike Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers does not play.
That is
Ben Roethlisberger
true.
loved to talk about how hurt he was.
Yep.
They love to talk about that.
I liked your little Tyler Higbee comment. That was cool.
Rip,
That was
rip and
noticed.
piss, bozo.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hate crime Higbee, as we call him around.
that's what we call him.
Because he did a hate crime, folks, and people just like to pretend like that didn't happen.
Hey,
I saw somebody trying to defend him in the year. Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it. I was going off topic.
I was gonna say, I saw somebody trying to defend him in the year of our Lord 2025, and they were like, oh, the guy was like following him and his girlfriend from bar to bar or something. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that if that was the case, we would have heard about that years ago.
Yeah.
You're not getting new revelations on the Tyler Higbee hate crime case in 2025.
Yes. Unless
This isn't serial, folks.
Welcome, Mike. Hey, good morning.
What's up, big dog?
What was I going to say? I forget. Oh, well. It was football related, too. That's too bad. Let's see. Hate crimes. Higbee. I don't remember. Hey, Minnie.
Higbee.
Glad you're here. Oh, what happened in the University of Alabama,
Minnie,
Birmingham?
I hope you enjoy the Thanksgiving games, or as you call them, the random. I was gonna say, hold on, let me get in my little punch at Minnie. Hope you enjoy the Thanksgiving games, or as you guys call them, the random Thursday games. Okay, go for it, Evan.
What happened in the University of Alabama, Birmingham locker room yesterday?
I do not know. Yesterday I was getting the house ready for Thanksgiving, so I have no idea what happened.
Oh, you're hosting Thanksgiving? You're hosting Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I host Thanksgiving every other year.
Wow. Well, yeah, you must be busy. One of the players stabbed two of the other players.
Excuse me?
One of the players of Alabama Birmingham in the facility stabbed two of the other players.
Why did he have a shank in the locker room?
They have. I haven't checked this morning, but as of yesterday evening, there was frustratingly little details on this once in a universe happening.
I thought you were gonna say there's frustration in the locker room. I was like, I'd say so. That's crazy. I haven't seen a lot about that. I haven't seen anything about that, to be honest. All right, so here's an interesting tidbit about the running back situation in New England. Trevion is going to still run the ball. Rhamondre and Terrell Jennings, they are going to have a role. That's what this is about. No different than what we're doing at receiver. If one guy is going to God, learn how to talk, Mike Vrabel. If one guy is doing really well, then that's what it is going to go. But we're going to use all these guys to try to get something out of them. So they're going to try to put the genie back into the bottle. They're going Sean Tucker mode with Trevion Henderson, where they're just like, wow, that's really great. Now you're going to sit on the bench for a while.
Thank God. And then Rhamondre will get his 5 touches, and he will fumble it, and everything will be how it should have been.
Yep. And he'll be like, well, he really helped us win a game 6 weeks ago. He had that huge game, and Mike Vrabel can't quit him. Because coaches like Mike Vrabel, they love guys who are just like, I'm going to give you the ball, you're going to get me 3 or 4 yards. I want you to just keep me on schedule. We will lose 20-17, but God bless it, we will stay on schedule all game long. And then he'll fumble the football.
Manny is a Pats fan. Go for it.
You should be happy, man. I'm really happy for the Patriots. They're finally good. It's been, a half decade of spectacular failure for them. There are 5-year-olds who don't remember a world where the Patriots were world champions. I mean, they've really suffered a lot in the interim. So I'm really happy for you, Minnie.
Fabulous.
I was gonna say what this makes me want to do, but it might get our stream taken down. let's just say I want to put in my mouth something that only Americans can do now that the Patriots are good again.
Yes. What people from Boston deserve very nice things.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Wonderful.
The ESPN
people.
magazine that from like I think I want to say it was like 2010 or 11, where it's like, "Welcome to the City of Champions, loser." LOOSAH. Destroyed any joy I have for any Boston team at all ever.
Minnie just says Twinkies question mark apropos of nothing. I think he doesn't understand what we serve for Thanksgiving centerpiece. It's turkeys.
No, he said things that only Americans can get.
Oh, I get it. Sorry.
Close.
I forget that there's a delay.
Not a Twinkie. Not a Twinkie.
I forget there's a delay. Yeah, that was good. You can't get Twinkies over there? You're not missing much.
They're vastly overrated.
Although I'm the guy who doesn't eat dessert or like sweet things, so maybe I'm jaded and wrong.
I'm the only service advisor at the shop who likes them. Also, I'm the fattest one, so it makes sense.
I can't believe you're the fattest person at an auto body shop.
I said service advisor.
Ah.
But yeah, the other two service advisors, they don't like sweets. Shout out Devin, shout out Zach. They don't like sweets. So like this time of year, especially because like all of our vendors are like, oh, here's cookies. Thanks for a great year. Here's, C's candy. Thanks for a great year. I'm just like, fat guy fingers, just like, ooh, don't mind if I do. And then they completely abstain.
Shouts
out to yeah, I was gonna say shouts out to the guys at the body shop because I'm the de facto boss right now because my boss is on vacation, and not a vacation where it's like, oh, he can come in and help us. He is in Australia, so for 2 weeks. So it's like I'm the boss, and guys are killing it. All right, we got a question for Minnie.
Yes, PPR, Pickens, Devonta, or Diggs? Oh, I could answer this one because one of these is Jeff's Boom Player of the Week, but I'll kick it to Jeff.
Stefon Diggs is my Boom Player of the Week, going up against the Bengals. I'm going to say this is a tough go of it, but George Pickens, despite the matchup, is a top 10 wide receiver on the season, like by fantasy. So I'm going to go with George Pickens and Stefon Diggs. Devonta Smith is going to have a big game though. They're all like top 15 options this week. So
and then
good problem to have, but I'm going to go with Pickens and Diggs.
Dallas versus Philly or Pats versus Bengals. Isn't Joe Flacco out?
No, he is. Minnie's just giving us the context for his prior question.
Thank you. So like,
yeah, I would not be starting Dallas, either of these DST. Actually, I might start Pat's DST.
If
that's a DST question, I'll start the Pats.
Joe Flacco is playing?
I got to make my DraftKings lineup. Joe Flacco is playing. The question was if Joe Burrow was going to be playing. Because Joe Burrow was like, I'm back. And they're like, no, you're not, buddy. Go sit down.
I don't think we see him this year.
Right. Joe Burrow?
Yeah.
I think we see him for a couple games because he wants that man wants to play.
Well, I guess the Bengals owner has no sense long term, and so he's like, I'm paying him, so he's going out there. I could see him doing that.
I imagine him being a fat cat chomping a cigar. I'm playing the man, isn't he? Or no, I'm playing the man, aren't I? He should be out there on that football field. Real the boss from Monstars vibe.
Cincinnati is 3-7 and would probably need to win out to make the playoffs as a wild card.
Dang. I'm just waiting for
you just dropped some news to Minnie there. He didn't realize Burrow was still out. So now he wants to know Brissett or Flacco.
Oh, let's see. Jake Brisket. Who's Jake Brisket playing? Oh, the Jags versus Flacco versus. I would go Jake Brisket. No Jamar Chase in this one. Flacco or Brisket showed last week that he could perform without Marvin Harrison. Yeah, I think Minnie's right. I've been banging the drum saying Burrow ain't coming back, but now I'm like maybe he will. But I think Minnie's right. I think I'm getting duped by the clickbait. The algorithms got me, Evan.
Oh no. You're going to
Oh, no.
start telling me that similes are metaphors, except they aren't. That was something I
A
Googled.
simile is when a hat.
What?
You know what a metaphor is, right? It's
Uh,
when a hat's wearing another thought. No, when a thought's wearing another thought as a hat.
what's that from?
That's what a metaphor is. That's from Community.
That's right. That's right. Okay. I
Yeah.
knew I'd heard that. And so if you're just listening and not looking at the chat, how Jeff, that's your name. I've met you before. Says a few weeks ago the narrative was Burrow comes back if they're within a chance of something. Otherwise, he doesn't get rushed back. Yeah, and they are not. I looked at their schedule today, and it is not. They are not winning out. They are not beating
they're in
Baltimore twice, and I think they have Buffalo on the slate. I gotta look
they're
it
in
up.
bad shape.
I looked at a lot of schedules today. Maybe I'm. Yep. They got to go into Buffalo next week, or 2 weeks from now, and they got to go into the Ravens on a Thursday night game. How come the Ravens have 2 Thursday night games? That's stupid.
They do that this time of year for teams that play on Thanksgiving.
Oh, that is Thanksgiving. Oh, I get to watch the Ravens. And okay, my opinion just swung around to, wow, I get to watch the Ravens on Thanksgiving night. That's awesome.
It's one of those things where the NFL is actually thinking about their product, where the Thursday night Thanksgiving games, they actually they play them. They try to put two of those teams on Thursday the next week to give them to exclude a short week for the Thursday game. But they only do that for Thanksgiving, obviously, because that's the only thing they can do it for.
Fabulous, and welcome Sidcom, who wishes us greetings from the Asian subcontinent. I'd love to know what country that is.
What's up?
That's cool. If you like cricket, we talk cricket a lot on our Discord, the Football Absurdity Discord. An odd amount of people who like cricket on that Discord, and I think a lot of them are from the Asian subcontinent.
Yeah, AK Magic. We actually already have AK Magic on the books for the podcast for the that random week where it's the Pro Bowl between the championship games and the Super Bowl, and we're going to talk cricket. We already have we scheduled this during the summer, and I was like, he's going to teach us cricket. I'm really excited about it, actually.
I want to hear that.
Yeah, you could be on. We can have just jam the podcast full of people.
Oh, it's AK. Okay. I should have recognized the avatar. All right.
Oh, that is AK in the. Oh, AK. That is. I don't have. For whatever reason, the YouTube was slowing down my computer, so I don't have it up right now. Otherwise, I could have been like, Evan, that's AK.
Well, I'm glad we said nice things about him. My kids and I downloaded cricket. I don't know, a cricket game because it was free on Game Pass, and we're like, let's figure out the rules. An hour later, we're like, I have no more knowledge of the rules of cricket than before we got this game at all. We hit the ball, it goes somewhere. The announcer says, ooh, they'll want that one back, and we don't know why. AK, I forget, AK posted pictures. He's somewhere cool.
There's a podcast I listen to where one of the hosts loves NBA 2K, and he was talking about how he knows nothing about sports. I'm like, wait, how are you playing an NBA game but you know nothing about sports? It's your favorite game, and he doesn't know anything about sports. So I feel like that could be you guys in cricket.
I feel like basketball is the easiest one. Go for it.
Yeah, it kind of is. The rules are pretty straightforward. The only things you have to know are especially if you're playing a video game, because it's you know not to foul. But it's don't go back over the half court line, and don't, if you're on defense, stay out of the key for.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Whereas if you're playing hockey or soccer, you're like, what is offsides? What is icing? What is any of this? This makes no sense.
Brother, I was watching. So there's a what's it called? Soccer fields next to Levi Stadium. And during halftime last week, I was watching teams play soccer, and I was like, you could. It was like an aerial view. It was like the all 22 view, and I was like, man, you could not. I I could not tell you if a player is offsides on this field to save my life. I think it's where the offensive player is closer to the goal than the ball, but the ball has to be on the. It's like cherry picking, I think.
Yeah, the moment the ball is,
I'm not sure.
The moment the ball is kicked, a player who is already closest to their opponent's goal cannot. A player who is beyond all the defense's people.
We're doing great.
Oh man, I had to explain to my kids last night, and I did it way better. The moment the ball is kicked, a player who at that point is beyond all the defenses besides the goalie cannot touch the ball next.
Oh my god.
Unless they get back offside. It happened because my kids went nuts when there was a goal, and they're like, "Why aren't you going nuts?" I'm like, "That was clearly offsides," and then I had to explain to them, and they were disappointed. But then Roosevelt made everything great. AK needs a ceiling play. I like how he phrases that: ceiling versus floor. Ceiling play, PPR. E. Wilson versus Minnie, Tucker versus Rams, or Tootin versus Arizona.
Oh man, if we're going pure ceiling play, I'm gonna go Tootin. That's pure ceiling play. Manuel Wilson has the floor. Tucker exists, and Tootin is the ceiling play. But Tootin could also get like 4 carries for 10 yards. But we saw last week that he is a better runner than Travis Etienne. Offsides is pretty simple. At the time the ball was kicked, defender must be between the player that kicked the ball and the player receiving the ball. That is incredibly straightforward.
I think AK.
Wow, maybe.
I think AK mistyped something there because that is not, as I'm reading it. You could just run down and cherry pick, like you said, according to that rule. I don't think that's. I think AK may have mistyped a word or something because I know AK knows soccer. Not trying to front.
No, because I think you're misinterpreting it because if you're cherry picking, a defender is not between the. Oh wait, you're right. You're right, Evan. No, I misinterpreted it. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going up against Emmanuel Wilson. I can take him. I mean, Emmanuel Wilson. The Green Bay Packers are built to run the ball as much as humanly possible. So even if he's quote not good, he will still score some fantasy points. But I feel like he's going to be like RB2. Not the RB2, but like a mid-tier RB2. Whereas if we're just shooting for straight upside, I'll go for Tootin. Like if you're down in a huge hole, like say for example you started Josh Allen and you're just getting toasted, then the highest upside is Tootin. But Emmanuel Wilson does have the best the highest range of outcomes, if that makes sense. Like his range of outcomes is higher, but I feel like he's gonna finish somewhere between like RB9 and RB15, whereas Tootin could be like RB5 or like RB40. So he has the biggest range of outcomes. So, did I disappear again?
No, I'm
double checking.
Trying to interpret AK's posting about soccer. I think that Jeff's no cherry picking is just the best, simplest explanation. That's what I think.
Right, folks, we're not picking cherries here.
Don't pick cherries.
We're not picking cherries. We're not fixing light poles. We're not doing any of this.
Speaking of cherry picking, because it was a joke in this movie, have you seen are you still watching bad movies?
Not right now.
Okay.
Because it's football season, baby. I don't have time to do anything.
There's a movie that I really enjoyed called The Final Girls, and it's got a good cast. Like it's got George Michael from Arrested Development and the chick from American Horror Story season 1, and they get caught in a bad horror movie where the actors don't know they're in a bad horror movie, and all the humans do, and they're constantly like, the writing is so bad, I can't believe he said that, and they're like suffering through it. I thought that was a cute, cool, and they're trying to like not get killed also. So I enjoyed that one. It's a fun twist. There it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this.
There it is.
Tyson Farmiga, Malin Ackerman, Nina Dobrev, Adam Devine.
Adam Devine crushes as always. Everybody loves Adam
No
Devine.
cherry picking, basically. At the time the pass was made.
Yes, AK admitted their post.
Is in it?
Yeah. Yeah, my wife and I could be like, you're in this? This might be good. Yes, now he said the player...
Shawkat ruined...
Go for it.
Sorry. Aaliyah Shawkat ruined a jazz band that my wife and I saw in New Orleans. We went to Jazz Fest, and like the band was awesome. They were like a Zydeco band, and then she was like, she joined the band, and they're like, all right, now Aaliyah Shawkat, and it turned into this like slow like crooning type band, and we're like, boo, this sucks.
Now Minnie's getting into the soccer chat. Was waiting for that to happen. But yes, AK rephrased their post, and it's the person receiving the ball can't be past all the other opposing players except for the goalkeeper. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Basically, if ever you see a goal in soccer, it's offside. That's it. Ever. Yes, AK Roosevelt, and I posted in the Discord, that was like the most perfect sports watching event in my history, was watching Roosevelt bury that to win the championship. She is goated.
Dang. Watching Roosevelt bury it, what is it, staying World War II?
Yes, Roosevelt actually, and if you don't know about World War II, look it up. There was a sequel. Roosevelt, I believe, was on the front lines there as well, and they've had to do humanitarian aid to dig up all of the landmines that she's buried over the past few decades. So it's kind of a checkered history.
Wait, her name is. Wait, time out. Her name is Rose Lavelle.
Yeah.
This whole time I thought you were saying Roosevelt.
Oh.
Like this person's last name is Roosevelt.
Oh, okay.
I don't know jack or squat about soccer, so I don't know anything. Like I was like, oh, this person must be Roosevelt, and I was like, but Rose Lavelle.
One of the only two jerseys I own. I only follow the women's game. I follow it kind of close.
I have Rose Lavelle. Rose Lavelle, American soccer player. She's gonna be a soccer player.
My wife calls her the Muggsy Bogues of women's soccer.
She's 5'4".
Yeah.
She's so little.
Yeah.
Oh man, Muggsy Bogues, great pool. Maybe Spud Webb. All right. My wife is out with friends at breakfast, and she just sent me pictures of the menu. She's gonna bring me something back. What am I gonna get?
Oh, lovely. I'm happy your wife's having a nice time. And has injected.
I'm not. No, I'm just kidding.
And has good. That's my job. Has injected food chat yet again into our podcast about soccer. Okay, can we keep it about the soccer?
Our soccer podcast. She lied to me. She was like, "This place isn't that expensive. I can bring you something." I'm like, "No, it's $20 for a sandwich. That's expensive."
All right, half PPR.
So, no, we're good.
Yeah, half PPR. Loveland versus Pittsburgh, or Boutte versus the Bengals.
Let me see. Loveland versus Pittsburgh, or Booty versus. We looked it up. It is Booty. We looked it up on the podcast. It is Booty. So everybody's like, it can't be Booty. That's making fun of him. Nope, it's Booty. Kayshawn Booty. Loveland versus Pittsburgh, or Booty versus Bengals.
And while Jeff thinks about that, I will share that I once knew a person named Hyman Broke.
I'm not thinking about it. Are you there? Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello?
Is my internet just destroying this stream again?
We can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay, because you said, well, Jeff thinks about it, because I was talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I anticipated you pausing, and it didn't come, so my bad.
Oh, no, because I was saying that it is Booty. We looked it up. We looked it up on the podcast. It is Booty. So Loveland versus Pittsburgh, or Booty versus Bengals. I'll go Booty. I'll go Booty. Yeah, I'll go Booty. Loveland is more of like a blob guy. Booty is a boom bust guy. So if you want like 8 points, go Loveland. If you want to get somewhere like either 4 or 20, go Booty. All right, we got some. We got
a slew.
Pick 2.
Pick
Yeah,
2.
Let's go.
Okay, full PPR. Pick 2. Egbuka, Dobbs, Pittman, Worthy. They're playing Javonte Williams in the flex. So, okay. So pick 2, Egbuka, Dobbs, Pittman, Worthy.
Keep Javonte there and go with Egbuka and Pittman.
All right. Egbuka and Pittman. And now we want Christian Watson. PPR. Christian Watson, Mooney, or Booty?
I'm going to go with Christian Watson. I talked about him on the podcast this week, where the Vikings are an interesting team where they have seen the fewest 20-plus air yard targets, which is basically all Christian Watson has gotten since he's come back. They've seen the fewest 20-plus air yard targets this year, but they're getting destroyed on those targets. They're like top 5 in like yards per target. Here, let me pull up the actual numbers really quick. Where are we? They're 6th in fantasy points per game on 20-plus A-dot targets. They're 2nd in 20-plus A-dot touchdowns, 3rd in yards per target on these passes. But like I said, they've seen the fewest 20-plus A-dot passes this year. And Christian Watson's average depth of target, or A-dot, like I've been saying, is 22.6. So I feel like he is going to feast this week. He's getting like 4 deep passes a game, and he could turn that into like 102 touchdowns or something, because the Vikings, basically what they do is they blitz, and because they're so blitz happy. I think they blitz 2/3 of the last week. They blitzed 2/3 of the time or something. They love to blitz. It's Brian Flores' favorite thing to do. And so they basically dare you to throw the ball deep. Like, we're going to get to your quarterback before he can throw the ball deep. So I would go with Christian Watson over Mooney and Booty. Mooney, I feel like it's the smart move to just slide him in with no Drake London. But also it's Kirk Cousins, and also I think they're just going to slide those targets over to Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts is going to have a good game this week. So I'm not super enthused about Kyle Mooney. Wrong Mooney. Darnell Mooney. Evan, I thought that was a beer.
No, brother, it is a polar seltzer. And I got up to get it, and it kind of.
Although I used to drink beers at 9:48 in the morning.
I can drink beers at 9:40 in the morning if I want to fall asleep by noon. Something about it does not work.
Yeah, that was during tailgates.
Many did not realize Godwin is questionable. Worth taking the shot with him over Booty? Question mark.
He's on a pitch count or snap count. They said pitch count, which is something that really annoys me because snap count is right there. I feel like Chris Godwin's going to get like 5 targets. Booty is going to be like boom bust. He could get a lot more. I'll go. If you're shooting for upside, Booty, if you need like 8 PPR points, Godwin's the better play. I think they're really going to take it slow with Godwin this week because they rushed him back to full load before. I think they gave him 10 targets his first game back, and then he promptly missed 6 weeks. So I'm going to go with Booty, unless you just need to get some points, and then I'll go Godwin.
And the Ruined has a full PPR question. They think they know the answer. Theo Johnson, or is it Harry Fannin? Harold. Harry Fanny or Theo Johnson? Full PPR.
I'm gonna go Theo Johnson. Just because we saw Shadur Sanders last week. I know he came in the middle of the game. It's a bad matchup, but it's a sample size of 1 of him being not great. With Theo Johnson, Jameis came in last week, and his target depth was like 7.5 yards downfield. He's not the screw it, let's chuck it Jameis that we know in the past. They have him kind of more reserved, which means a lot more for Theo Johnson and Wandale. So I would go with Theo Johnson in that one, just because it's easier. It's easier to see a path forward for Theo Johnson versus Harold Fannin.
Okay, that's what I would agree with that. I don't think Theo Johnson is a bad play this week, because Jameis Winston is not, who's he going to chuck it down to anyway? Malik can't go get it.
Yeah, it's well, Malik is dead.
Yeah,
it's
why he can't go
Malik
get
is
it.
wheeling himself around the field. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's Theo Johnson. Like I said, Schroeder, I understand people being like, oh, it was a bad situation. He came in halfway through. He was very bad, and we have a sample size of one half of a game of Schroeder Sanders not being good. And that goes, and it's the same problems he had in college. The same problems he had in college, where his processor, he's trying to think of the best way to put this. He lets perfect be the enemy of good. He got so used to just being hyper patient and waiting for players to be wide open, players like Travis Hunter, that it's just not happening. Sanders to Fannin rookie connection, I mean, it could be there, but also, like I said last week, it was just the sample size of one with Schroeder is just God. It was so bad last week, and like I said, I don't want people to be like, oh, you're already writing off Schroeder Sanders and all this stuff. It's just what I saw from him pre-draft is exactly what I saw from him last week. A processor is just like he doesn't just throw it. Like he waits and waits and waits and waits and waits and waits. Tony put it best when on TH Fantasy when they were talking about him, where I mentioned this on Blue Sky this week also, where he's like, yeah, Schroeder Sanders plays like me playing Madden if I've had too much weed, if I smoke too much weed. Like it's just like, oh man, it's so low, or so slow. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he also wasn't good in the preseason. That's 100% true. Like I'm trying to give him as much benefit of the doubt as possible because I understand the Schroeder Sanders industrial complex. My take on him has always been, if his name was Schroeder Fromm, we wouldn't be having this much conversation about him. He is a cromulent, and he is an NFL level player. Is he an NFL level starter? I haven't seen that yet. Because like I said, if his name was Schroeder Fromm or Schroeder, I'm trying to think of somebody else in that level, like Schroeder Shuck, like Tyler Shuck is kind of the same level guy, but Shuck has actually produced in the NFL so far, where Schroeder hasn't, probably because Shuck is so old that he's kind of evolved out of trying to go for the big play every time. And I don't have faith in the Browns coaching staff to make him what people think, what people see from him, what people who believe in him see. And it's just like, I don't want to start Harold. This question all goes back to Harold Fannin. I don't want to start Harold Fannin in what might be an apocalyptically bad game, is what it comes down to.
Yes.
So that's my take.
Cleveland and
Yes.
apocalyptically bad. Like,
yeah, I started saying apocalyptically bad last week, and I can't stop saying it now because we have so many backup quarterbacks playing this week. By the way, it is insane how many backup quarterbacks we have playing this week.
yeah, it's kind of dumb this year.
Yeah, well, let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Look at NFL. So let's go through it. Colts, Chiefs, no backups. Steelers, Bears. We got.
Well. Technically, Anthony Richardson's backup is playing.
Oh, shut up. Patriots, Bengals. We've got Joe Flacco. Jets, Ravens. We got Tyrod. Seahawks, Titans. I mean, Cam Ward spiritually a backup. They did not set up Cam Ward to succeed in Tennessee. I'm sorry. Also, he wasn't a number one player. He's like a Bo Nix, Michael Penix level quarterback. Vikings, Packers. We all know what's going on with JJ McCarthy. Giants, Lions. You got Jameis. Jags, Cardinals. You got Jacoby. Browns, Raiders. You've got Schroeder, like we just talked about. Falcons, Saints. You've got two backups. You got Tyler Shuck, who came in halfway through the year. You got Kirk Cousins. Eagles, Cowboys, you're good. Bucks, Rams, you're good. Niners, Panthers, you're good. So the last 3 games of the week. But it's so many bad quarterbacks this week. It's out of control.
Yes, it is annoying. I had to sub out so many of my fantasy quarterbacks this week. I got up at 6 a.m. and I was just doing fantasy stuff and this show stuff until 8, 2 hours of me being like just moving dudes around. And I'm only in 8 leagues.
We got a question here from we have first of all, AK, we have a JJ McCarthy alter ego number of backups today. Correct. We got 9, folks. Luther Burden or Dortch. Yeah, I would stash Luther Burden. I wrote about him last week. Ben Johnson is talking about how he's earned more snaps. Olamide Zaccheaus had one of the worst wide receiver games I've ever seen. Literally the day after I hyped him on Reddit on r/fantasy football where they had me do an AMA. I'm like, I really like Olamide Zaccheaus as a deep option, and he had the opportunities, and he just literally dropped the ball. And Luther Burden is getting a bunch of routes and stuff, and he is probably gonna I don't want to say sideline DJ Moore, but de-emphasize DJ Moore in the passing game. So I'll go with Luther Burden over Dortch. I think Dortch is a short-term option while Marvin Harrison is out. Like, I'd rather start Dortch this week than Luther Burden, but if it's a pure stash, I would start Luther Burden. I would stash Luther Burden because Greg Dortch is the. I'm trying to make the nickname stick. The syllogism. If a Cardinals pass catcher is out, then Greg Dortch is good, and a Cardinals pass catcher is out. Therefore, he is going to be good.
I see. And AK, I think that's a great dynasty trade, trading away JSN for Neighbors and 2 1s.
Oh, dang. That's if you're not contending right now, that's a good one. Those are going to be late ones though, because JSN's a monster. So, but Malik Neighbors should be back next year. I kind of feel like they're gonna build with this Jackson Dart Camp Scadaboo thing. They're gonna get another better coach in there. I don't think they're gonna do the thing where the offensive coach didn't work, so they're gonna go defensive coach. The defense doesn't need to be coached up. The defense is good. They're trying to get they're trying to get the best pass rush in the country, and they're pretty close.
Fabulous. And that's we have one last minute question. Nice, got that in there, Minnie. Drop Jerome Ford or Justice Hill?
God. I honestly, dealer's choice. They're both injury contingent upside plays. I would probably say Jerome Ford, because if we lose out on Quinshon Judkins, it's probably going to get split between him and Dillon Sampson, like we saw earlier in the year. Yep, AK's right. Bang.
Yeah.
Look at this. We
Simpatico.
don't even need to be here.
Well, that's good because we're out of time.
We don't even need to be here.
Cheers to you.
Thanks, OJ. I feel like.
Oh.
Hold on. Worthy is garbage. Yeah. Dropping for Burden upside late season in contention for the playoffs. There's got to be a worse player on your team than Xavier Worthy, but we talked about him on the podcast this week. He hasn't done much lately, so if he's your worst player, I co-sign dropping him. But there's got to be a worse player on your team.
Fabulous. All right, now cheers, everybody. Have a good Sunday.
Good luck, everybody, unless you're playing me, in which case, bad luck.
Good